Things aren't good, people. Things aren't good. Right, roll the intro. Okay, and welcome back with me, Admiral. Joining me back on Star Trek Fleet Command, and things, as I said before, are not looking great. The reason they're not looking great is because, as you are currently aware, we are currently in a server merge with server 160. That's my server, that is, which is 156, is currently in a merge with 160, and we are on our week event. First week, it only lasts 7 days, and this event is obviously got 2 days to go, and it's already complete. Instead of obviously introducing new events, which might appear obviously later down the line, but I'm not entirely sure yet. That is all we get, and that is it, which is quite frankly, it's pretty lame. I was hoping for an event every day, whether it be hostile hunting, whether it be some form of mining, whether it be a cumulative effort, something every day to that the whole server can get involved in, but that hasn't been the case. But that's not what we're here to discuss. So we're now in day 3 of the server merge, and I've been going around the system. I've been looking at different mines. I've been taking account of Borg probes, swarms, and all the different systems that I normally would go to do these different types of events. And this is where the problem arises, and I don't really know, other than potentially some remedies that I've got in my head, which I'll talk about later. Not really sure how they can fix short term, long term, I'd say in a minute. So the mines themselves are next to now impossible to mine. As everyone is aware, or you should at least be somewhat aware, is I'm on a server, or 156, was a server of predominant peace, mostly. Not much PvP happened to the greatest of extents, certainly not involving myself. And as far as I'm aware, and as far as I can tell, server 160 is very, very similar to us as well. So when it comes to mining and stuff, there's no obligation for people to just hit people with no overcargo, or if they're sat on a mine that has resources on. So you can't really hit due to the diplomatic reasons behind that problem. Therefore, obviously, you just have to wait your turn. But the problem is there's now double the amount of people trying to wait their turn. In every single system, there's a mine or some form of resource to be gained. And that's where the problem comes in, because there's just not enough mines to go around. And obviously, consequently, forcing people to try and get on stuff, and beat other people, or like myself, just not being able to mine certain resources adequately enough to get a decent enough cargo size for that. Obviously, I can't mine deep space as of yet, but I imagine deep space will just be just as busy as everyone on my server is getting to the higher tiers now within the game. And I have got a few remedies of this. The mining problem is pretty straightforward. Obviously, you need to increase the amount of mines that are available to people. Even if, it's not ideal, but even if you wanted to decrease what's on them, as long as I would say there's a minimum of at least 25,000, which is obviously coinciding with the daily amount. I don't know what the daily is for higher levels, but 25,000 is the daily amount for this tier, which is the 10 million lock. So I would coincide it with the 10 million lock-in. That's what I would personally do in all of the lower systems. And I would make it a minimum of 25,000 on the mine, and then just populate more of them. Instead of having 30, 40,000 capable mines, I'd rather them reduce that amount to 25,000 and then just have, say, 1.5 times the amount of mines, or even double the amount of mines they've got now. Ideally, probably 1.5 times the amount of mines they got now. But yeah, that's a remedy that I think that could solve that problem. Please let me know what you think down below to solve the mining crisis that is currently happening on my server in the game, and probably everyone else's server in the game as well. Also, the other problems I've found is Vidar, hunting, obviously Borgs, and obviously your what's it called? I can't friggin' remember. Your Franklin, whether it be the normal or the alpha, hunting swarms. It's increasingly more difficult as there's more and more people in the systems, the same systems that I want to obviously go to. Obviously, a lot of people are saying, well, just go to a different system. Yeah, that's impossible because every system is exactly the same. It's all well and good. I find them merging the servers due to the lack of population within one server, and obviously then two servers reaching that same sort of equilibrium with regards to population. And then they go, right, them two servers are about halfway. I don't know exactly the numbers. Let's merge them together. The problem that I find with this is it's actually drawing people away from the game. And in the sense that because they've now merged these servers together, due to the lack of population on each server, which is why they merged them in the first place. But the problem that's caused is now more and more people that I've found and spoke to over the last 3 days, more and more people are getting pretty annoyed and pretty, I don't really want to swear, but I'll just say pretty annoyed. The fact that they can't hunt anymore, they can't mine anymore, they can't really do anything anymore. And some alliances, which I imagine will start happening very, very shortly, will start guarding certain mines so that only their alliance can then mine on that certain node. Obviously, this will be a little bit alleviated once we get into territory war once again. And once we're into territories, obviously you have the capability of your own territory, whatever resource is within there. However, that doesn't help the lower level alliances. That only helps the top probably 10 alliances, maybe even less than that, but probably the top 10, as they're the only alliances that most likely are going to get territories, just due to the nature of them being so more overwhelmingly powerful than all the other alliances below them. So that's where I come to the conclusion of this server merge is, I would say, not a very ideal move, just because I understand the concept of it. I understand they need to bring people together. But the problem with that is it's actually forcing people away from the game now. Therefore, people don't want to play the game due to the fact that they can't get on anything or do anything. And I'm starting to feel that a little bit myself. Obviously, I'm going to persist because, that's what I do. I just try and find what I can, get on it, and then see where things go. And I'm going to persist with it. But I have found, obviously, a lot of people trying, going, oh, forget it, and then just leaving, and then not coming back on the game for a couple of days, coming back on and going, oh, this is exactly the same scenario, and just getting really wound up and fed up of the game due to the state of how many people are now populating this server. Obviously, I don't know how many that is off the top of my head, but it's certainly probably a couple of thousand people, all trying to get on exactly the same nodes as what you're trying to get on in every single system. They're also trying to hit the same Borg ships. They're also trying to hit the same swarm ships. And everyone's doing the same thing. And because everyone is now roughly of a higher level due to the fact that this server that I'm on is, coming up to 2 years old. Sorry, it is over 2 years old, sorry. It's the server that I was on. And obviously 160 is probably very close behind. We're now over 2 years old. A lot of players are now into their level 30s, certainly their high 30s, and if not, they're already past and beyond 40, looking at their level 50s, which obviously consequently means people, are already of a high enough level to all be in the same systems, doing the same things, having the same ships, and that's where the problems I find come in. So yeah, if they want to fix the game, they need to, I don't know if they could split a server in half and then use, say 3 servers merge, but one server gets split into 2, essentially, and then goes into the other 2 servers to alleviate the numbers. Or alternatively, the best thing that I can think of, because of the increase in numbers, and to alleviate the problem of people leaving the server or leaving the game completely. To alleviate that problem, I would say increase the amount of mines, increase the amount of Borgs spawning, swarms that spawn in, hostiles that spawn in. Just double the rate that they spawn in normally, because they really are needed. Cap the level that are in the system to say, I don't know, 50 or something. Cap, say there's no more than 50s allowed per system or something, and then just get them to spawn in instantaneously as soon as one is destroyed. Get another one spawned in, just to get them numbers into the system so that people can actually mine or hit the ships that they require to hit. Please let me know your thoughts down below, what you think of my suggestions and how you think I should go about this, trying to get on mines and trying to hit these certain hostiles that is becoming more and more of a struggle on the server, as I found out. And like I say, I'm open to any suggestion. Leave it down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button if you find this video somewhat, it's not really useful, but somewhat, interesting or sort of problematic to think about. And as always, hit that subscribe button to support the channel wherever you can. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.